Jay here for Stretford, Paddock. This is it. This is the big one.
Oh.
Manchester United versus Lyon. Joining me for this preview, as always, is Mr. Joe Smith. How are we doing?
I'm doing very well, thank you. Another game, another dollar.
Can I ask you one quick question?
Hopefully.
Why not wearing any trousers?
Well, the trousers, you said, it didn't mention them on the brief.
You're literally naked under this table. It's a bit unsettling.
Well, that's because all of United's first team squad is back and I got a bit excited, didn't I? And I covered myself in wee and I had to take the trousers off.
Well, that explains that. Fair play to you.
That means we're going to have a good game against Lyon.
Right, exactly. It's a scientific fact. Get involved in the comments and the chat as well. And if you're not doing, subscribe to this channel.
Yeah, hit subscribe. It really is just very simple. You get all the best stuff the quickest. Why would you not do it?
Exactly. We've had a little tiddler against some small club called Leeds.
Well, it's not that. Oh, sorry.
More than a little tiddler, son. Don't do yourself.
It's two little tiddlers, isn't it, basically? Splits in half at the end.
It's my own fault. I started this. I should have known better. We've had a little tiddler against Leeds United.
Yeah.
Did them. Easy championship club. No one cares.
Boring.
Yeah. A lot of young players, a lot of fringe players. Some of the big guns are coming back for this one.
Yeah.
Your Rashfords, your Casemiros, your Eric Cantonas, your Ruud van Nistelrooys.
Yeah.
Are you looking forward to seeing the big guys back in action?
I can't wait, I think this is such an exciting time of year. And it's not about results, but it's about seeing patterns and trends and new things. Because basically, especially with United's typical schedule, there isn't much time to implement new tactics, new systems during the season. You can do a bit here and there, but based on what managers have said in the past, it's sort of 2 games a week for 30 weeks, isn't it? United's calendar. So now is when we're going to see some new things. And getting those first team players back in is when we're really going to see those new things and how they actually could look when it comes to next season. And, you know, a huge one is obviously Onana. I know he's not going to be there yet, but we saw Tom Heaton coming out to the halfway line against Leeds and trying to be a bit more of an expansive keeper than we've seen from David De Gea. So these are things that are new. And you get Bruno back, you get Rashford back, you get Casemiro back. Those three, I think, are, you know, probably our most important 3 players. Maybe put Martinez in there as well. But it's going to be so good to see him back, and now we can really start going, okay, what's he doing there? Oh, he's playing a different position, or him and Mount are switching, or, you know, all of these patterns and processes that really will make a big difference for the rest of the season. We can actually start looking at them now, and it's just, I love it. I absolutely love pre-season, Jay.
I love pre-season. It's, for me, the highlight of the season.
Well, the great thing about pre-season
it gets rubbish when it all starts, the Premier League and the Champions League. No one cares about that.
Yeah, because there's all the anthems and there's all, you know, other people winning it, whereas pre-season, we always win it.
When people ask me, you know, you've been a United fan since 1912.
Yeah.
What is your favourite ever moment as a United fan? What is the best moment of your time supporting the club? People
will assume it's, you know, watching United win the European Cup in 1968. That'd be, you know, people would assume that it's winning the treble.
Yeah.
The Champions League 2008. You know, winning 13 Premier League titles under Sir Alex Ferguson.
You were there with me when my best ever moment happened. We were there together and we saw it. The Bangkok Century Cup. That is it. The pre-season at its finest.
And the perfect thing as well is, with the Bangkok Century Cup, and it says it in the name, it's 100 trophies in one.
Yeah.
It's a century of trophies all in one trophy. That's why it's a big boat.
It was that big, they couldn't even bring it back.
No.
They had to leave it in Bangkok.
Yeah, they had to leave it there. It's like the sword in the stone.
Yeah.
It's impossible to remove it.
Exactly.
But it is awarded to the one true king, which obviously is Bruno Fernandes on that day. But yeah, it's 100 trophies in one. They sort of all compressed down. The thing with the trophy is it's big anyway, but it actually weighs hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times more than any kind of earthly material would weigh, because it is all of those trophies smelted into one sort of compact tie package.
I think it's obvious to anyone watching this, we're losing the plot because we're so giddy about the fact that it's pre-season.
Okay.
We are.
You think that was weird? Let's talk about children instead.
Well, right, can I just say something?
Yes.
It's not weird talking about children.
No.
Yeah, but it is weird if you say, you think that's weird, let's talk about children
I'm saying
instead.
let's stop
that
being
makes
weird
it
by
weird.
talking about children. People are so touchy about children, Jay.
People are touching what?
No. Man United's youngsters, okay? That's what I want to talk about. I don't know what you're getting at. They won the game against Leeds the other day.
Yes.
Some impressive performances in there.
Yeah.
I know he wasn't in the second half when we saw the transitions, but I thought Kobe Mainoo looked excellent. I thought Amad Diallo, and I was working out at the time with the watch along. When you see the way his body moves, and he's got this like, sort of, he's always doing like a little body feint shimmy thing. He reminds me of Nani. Like,
what's he
just everything's like, when he goes, I reckon if you spent a day with him, you'd be dizzy by the end of it. Because I reckon he's always doing a little feint. Do you know, like boxers are always just throwing little ghost punches. If he's going to a vending machine to get let's face it, a Diet Coke, because he's very slim. Yeah. He's not quite going for it once. You think he's going for it, and then he goes the other way. You think Diet Pepper, he's got a Sprite. Like, he's just so twitchy and like energized. Yeah. And Nani was always like that. He's like, he's always got a change of pace in him. He's always got.
He messes with people's heads when he's getting off the tram. When he's getting off the Metrolink and they're getting on, he's like,
he's fucking. He's sitting down, mate. Sorry, and he's in the chair meant for.
He's already done you.
The elderly and the pregnant.
The priority seat.
He's in the priority seat.
He's sitting them.
I will sit in the priority seat, and I will put my KFC on the other chair.
Yeah, nice.
And then obviously, if an old person comes in,
physically remove the elderly from the priority seats, so I can sit down with my feet up.
If you boot their ankles hard enough, they'll just flip straight off.
Do you know what I mean? Move. Stop crying. Just move it. Yeah, that's what it's all about.
But it reminds me of Nani. Another
Diallo.
one.
Say Amad Diallo with a Manc accent.
Amad Diallo.
Not bad.
Thank you.
That's not that bad.
Emran had a good game as well. I thought it looked really.
No.
It was one of those interesting performances where it was almost sort of Rashford-esque, where he didn't do a lot, but when he did something, it worked out.
That's a very good analogy, actually. Like I was going to dismiss it, but you've proved it.
Like, he wasn't always on the ball, he wasn't doing loads of things, but he'd get it and he'd give it back, but occasionally he'd go for it, and it just worked. Yeah. Which is obviously very effective, and let's see if he can replicate that. But this is also a time for seeing if there's a new player to come through. And I know he only got, I think, 3 appearances, Kobe Mainoo, but he's someone that went from being not really a question in the first team to someone that Ten Hag would occasionally rely on by the end of the season. So I think these are big times for those players. And also, it sets up the loan move, it sets up the transfer, like, it sets up the career. These are big times, and hopefully 1 or 2 of these lads can make their way into the first team at the end of all this.
I think we've got a really good, strong crop of youngsters at the minute.
Yeah.
We've had some periods at Manchester United over the last sort of 10, 15 years, if we're being brutally honest, where some of the youngsters haven't quite been at levels you want them to be. And we've tried to, give them a chance and see if it can happen. And there was that period under Louis van Gaal where he was trying everyone who, was remotely decent in the academy team. And some of them did all right, like, Paddy McNair and Tyler Blackett, but they weren't quite sort of at the levels you need. Cameron Borthwick Jackson, players like that. Then you had a little bit of a lull, and then there was other players like Scott McTominay, Marcus, Jesse.
Well, there was that sort of 4 or 5 year gap,
sort of early period.
Yeah, between 2012 with Pogba and Jesse, and then Rashford. Yeah, so no one really came.
There was a couple.
Januzaj came a bit, and Makeda, but didn't quite work.
This is what I mean. And now you look at it, and we've all watched a lot of the young. The academy team, we've seen it throughout the years, and I do get a bit more of a buzz around it. I do feel like you've got a good set of youngsters. Yeah. You've got a manager who is the right manager to nurture them, to get the best out of them, to bring them into the team properly. And we're in a position where we shouldn't have to rush players. Like, if you look at Ilanga, I think we wrecked him. Yeah. I do. I think we just played him when we should have stopped playing him. And maybe he wouldn't have been good enough anyway, but we certainly didn't handle him the right way. And if you look now, I don't see that happening under this manager. No. Do you know what I mean? It was a similar-ish thing with Januzaj. It was like all of a sudden he became the answer to all our problems when he wasn't at the level to do that yet. And it kind of wrecked him a little bit. But I look now and I think, there's a real positivity about some good, strong youngsters and a manager who can get the best out of them. Yeah. With all that being said, we've spoken about youngsters, we've spoken about the established players. Give us your predicted 11.
I think we're likely to see a similar story of a strong team in the first half and a slightly more rotated team in the second half. So I've gone pretty much as strong a team as I think we can muster at the minute. I've gone Heaton in goal because Onana won't be confirmed and be playing by tomorrow. I think they'll save him for maybe the Arsenal game, if that. So we've got Wan-Bissaka, Varane, Martinez and Shaw. I've gone for that midfield trio. We know Casemiro's back, Bruno is back, Mount has already played half a game for United. So I want to see those 3 together. Mount, Casemiro, Bruno, so I've put them in the middle. And then a front 3. Again, we're getting to that point where you actually realise our front 3 is slightly thin, isn't it? Yeah. Because I haven't seen Anthony back. I know he's got this situation going on off the pitch. I don't know whether he's back or not. But I've kept Diallo on that right-hand side.
Shimmying.
So he can be shimmying and feinting. Then I put Rashford through the middle because I thought we lacked an obvious striker against Leeds. We saw Sancho sort of playing as a false nine, Mount drifting in there as well. And then I've put Sancho on the left-hand side. So I think that's a more well-rounded team and probably as close as the first team as we can put out.
A relatively strong team that you've gone with there. If you look at least, I'd say eight of them are nailed on first teamers.
Yeah.
I think you look at Wan-Bissaka, Varane, Martinez, Shaw, Casemiro, Mount, Bruno and Rashford.
Yeah.
You could even argue Sancho is there or thereabouts. There's only really the goalkeeper and Diallo, you'd say, are not first teamers if everyone's fit. So that is a very strong team. Kind of makes sense as well because you want to start bringing out the big guns. I've gone for a slightly less strong team.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like to use the word weaker because it seems harsh. I've gone with Heaton. There you can see Williams, Fish, Martinez and Wan-Bissaka. Then in midfield, you've got Savage, you've got Donny van der Beek. You know why I put Donny van der Beek in? Because I often forget he's at United. Yeah. I do, and I don't mean to be harsh on the kid. I just do. People got Donny van der Beek, you think, oh yeah. Like when I do the paper talk, you talk about the outgoings. And people in the comments go, what's happening with Donny van der Beek? You think, yeah, forgot about him. And it's a shame because there's obviously a talented player there, but it's just not working out for him at Old Trafford. No. I put him in anyway. Maybe he'll get a nod in pre-season. Put him in the shot window if nothing else. Mason Mount is an obvious one you've spoken about. Front three. I've gone with Sancho, Shaw Retire or Shortire and Diallo. I expect Marcus to feature. The thing with this is he might do what he did against Leeds where he changes the entire 11. So I'm just wondering whether he's going to maybe bring Marcus on at half-time or if he does start him, take him off at half-time. One thing that I'll give you that I haven't done is you've put Marcus and Mount in the same team together, which the more I think about it, kind of makes more sense, getting them two used to playing with each other because I think that Mason Mount could link up well with Marcus Rashford. So I'm slightly doubting myself on that one, but listen, get involved in the comments in the chat. Let us know who you think is going to start for Manchester United. It is a bit of free-for-all. The opposition. Mm-hmm. The last two teams met competitively. When?
Don't know. Well, last time we played Lyon?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
2008.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's it.
2008. Yeah. Yep. And I remember it well. Do you know when the club's last game in Scotland was?
We played Celtic in the Champions League in 2010, was it? Was that right?
You're close.
2008?
Well, according to what's on that screen that I'm looking at, the club's last game in Scotland was in 2010 against Rangers.
Oh, it was against Rangers. Because I remember I went to the home leg of the Celtic game.
Right.
Then when we played them in the group stage. Was that early? That must have been like 2007 then, maybe.
I think it might have been, yeah. I think it was. I think that Rangers game, if memory serves, the home leg was... or the home group game was where Tony Valencia did his ankle. I was at that game.
We broke his ankle?
I think so. And it was against Rangers. And it was around that time. So I'd be surprised if I'm getting that completely wrong. But, stranger things have happened. Also, there's a bit of a United connection.
Go on then.
What is it you call him? Larry White Power? Yeah.
Laurent Blanc. As he's more efficient.
I fully lost it on the Paddock podcast when you said that. I was gone for about 10 minutes. If you ever anyone remembers that, Joe said that, and I was gone. I was out of the game for 10 minutes. That was hilarious. Yeah, Laurent Blanc is the manager of Lyon. One of those weird signings at United that was a good player, had all that experience. Didn't quite really happen for him, did it? I think it was a case of Stam went out, Rio came in and Blanc came in, and it should have worked, but it didn't quite. No. So listen, obviously still well respected.
Did he win a league title though? I think he did win one, didn't he?
I don't think he did.
Do you not?
I think he came in 2000 and oh no, he must have done.
I think he did.
Must have done. He must have. Surely in 2003.
Oh, no, did he in 2003?
I think he might have won the 2000. Get involved in the comments in the chat. Let us know.
I'm certain I've seen a picture of Laurent Blanc holding a Premier League trophy.
Was it not on the tour at the museum and that? Because I've seen a picture of myself holding a Premier League trophy, but I didn't win it.
No, that's true. But they've also got Dejan Lovren in defence.
Him? No. I love him, mate. Yeah. He was rubbish at Liverpool, wasn't he? He was ace. Oh, yeah, there you go. 2003.
Yeah, I knew I'd seen that picture.
Yeah. Dejan Lovren... I just remember him playing for Liverpool in Old Trafford. I think Rashford gave him a torrid time.
He's just bang average, we've got. I don't really care about winning these games, but you'd expect United to beat Lyon if we try to put a team out.
Was it Lyon that beat City? in the Champions
League. I think they did. Monaco beat him as well, and I think Lyon also beat them.
I think there was a time, I always get Lyon and Lille mixed up, but I think Lyon did, didn't they? When Memphis there at the time? Am I just making things up? This could be just the preview of nonsense. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. They beat him 3-1 at the Etihad. Oh, those were the days.
That was
when
in 2020
Pep used to
as well.
mess around with his team and take all his defensive midfielders out, and all the City fans before the game would be trying to justify it, and then they'd lose. Unfortunately, he learned the error of his ways. Anyway, I digress. Enough of the team facing 115 charges. With everything being said, give us your score prediction.
It's just impossible, really, with pre-season.
We'll try.
Who knows whether Ten Hag's even going to try.
It's not impossible. Just show a bit of effort. My God, you're so weak.
Weak. You
weak little man.
John Major, I think.
Really?
Yeah. I'm going to go with a lovely little 3-1 victory, Jay. Your thoughts?
I think the Red Army is going to steamroll over Larry White Power's army.
Yeah.
I'll go with a 4-1.
Lovely.
Yeah. Don't forget as well, we want to hear from you and give us your score predictions. Get your phone out for the lads. Film yourself like that in landscape, giving us your 30-second score prediction, and send it to paddockmatchday@gmail.com. Joe, where can people find you?
Joe Smith 93 on Instagram and Twitter.
Yes.
And in America on the pre-season tour, which we will be in as of tomorrow. Also, if you got this far in the video, you're probably going to be watching anyway, but we will have a new look Stretford Paddock starting very soon as well. So if you see the new thumbnail, what's that about? Just a bit of a rebrand, that's all. But don't be put off and don't be scared. Still the same great content within.
A new look Stretford Paddock is the worst way you could have announced that I've been sacked.
Sorry. A new look.
That is just awful.
Fresher faces on the channel.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like a less bald Stretford Paddock, basically, because he's let me go. Anyway, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. That's been Joe Smith. I've been Jay Motty. This has been the preview. Thanks for watching.